Okay guys, so for my 50th birthday, I got myself I bought this present for myself. Basically it's, I bought it a few months ago from Kinokuniya. It came all wrapped up as a birthday gift to myself, so I'm going to unbox it and show you what I got for myself. As you know, I think you've seen some of my videos, I'm an avid comic collector. So I think you can guess, this is a comic box set. So what I bought was, I bought Daredevil, the Daredevil box set by Frank Miller, right? And you can see it comes nicely wrapped up. It's got 8 volumes in this box set. And just a little bit of background about Frank Miller, or rather Daredevil. If you know who Daredevil is, was a lawyer, right? But he was actually blind, right? He was blinded since childhood. So when he was during his childhood, when he was blinded, his other senses got heightened, right? So his hearing, his sense of touch, and his ability to detect vibrations all became heightened. And because of that, he developed some kind of some kind of radar. So even though he's blinded, he basically can move around as like a normal human, right? So he doesn't need his eyesight. Yeah, so that's Daredevil, right? And he has absolutely no he has got no superpowers, so he doesn't come born with super strength or whatever. He's just a normal human guy with extra senses. So this is a fantastic box set, right, by Frank Miller. And if you know Daredevil, I think there have been many writers that wrote the Daredevil series, but I think way back in the early 80s, this guy called Frank Miller, he took over the writing, and it was during his run that we saw many great characters like Elektra, right? This was the assassin, right, and his one-time girlfriend, right? So Elektra was one of the characters. I think they introduced the Kingpin also, and they introduced Bullseye. Now if you've watched the Marvel series, the series on Netflix where Charlie Cox played Daredevil, so they went for 3 seasons and it got cancelled, right? So if you remember, in season 3 there was a character that basically pretended to be Daredevil. So that was Bullseye, right? So it was a guy who had absolutely accurate aim. And then if you remember season 2 of Daredevil, the one on Netflix, there was the Japanese assassin, so that was Elektra. So this box set basically covers the entire run by Frank Miller. It's got basically 8 books in there, and I guess it starts off, if I take out all the 8 books, right? So let's put this here. Right, so if you look at the 8 books that comes with it, this was his first his first stint. It was Daredevil Marked for Death, where he was basically, somebody put out a hit on Daredevil. And book 2 is Gang War, where they introduced the Kingpin, right? So if you watch the Netflix series, you would have been introduced to Kingpin. Of course, in the comics, the Kingpin looks a lot bigger than the guy who played the Kingpin in the Netflix series, right? And then I think this was when they introduced Black Widow, right? Yes, the Black Widow, right? And then I think there's this book called Born Again. That's the 4th book. And then this is the 5th book. This is where they introduced Elektra. And you can see, if those of you who collect comics, this art was drawn by Bill Sienkiewicz, right? Fantastic art, right? 4th book. And this is classic Frank Miller, right? Frank Miller also draws, right? So this is his art, right? Now when he first started, he didn't draw. And this is the last book, right? And then there's a companion book. I think the companion booklet that comes with it is basically things like script and storyline, right? And covers, right? So there you go. This is the yeah, it's got some great covers, right? I think this was some great covers where, you know, during his love saga with Elektra, and I think, let me see. Yeah, I think quite a number of Elektra. This was when they introduced Bullseye, right? A great character, right? So there you go. Comes with a nice backing box, and you know, with really eight books. So this Daredevil, this is what I got for myself. So I'm going to keep myself busy by reading it, right?